Hi, welcome. This is Dr. Campbell. Today we're going to talk about Agape Love Part 2. I'm not going to cover any of the foundational information that I covered in Agape Part 1. If you're looking for that information, you can always go back and look at the video. It's available. Just a little bit about myself. I've been successfully married for 21 years and counting. I graduated with my doctorate degree in educational leadership from Rowan University in 2008. And my wife and I, we have completed 22 workshops and more. My first book, titled Leading Your Marriage into the Promised Land, I wrote that book with men in mind. I wanted them to be able to read the book within an hour and then be able to apply the leadership principles in the book to their marriage. Afterwards, therefore, soon afterwards, we wrote a workbook for wives and a workbook for husbands. Other books that I've written: Advanced Marriage Training for Couples, the Individual Couples Edition. That's for couples that want to do it on their own. And then we have a book that we use for the workshop, Husband Leadership Principles and Advanced Marriage Training for Singles. I have written 6 marriage books and 7 racial equity books. Let's begin. Social Part 2, Interdependent Relationship. Now, an interdependent relationship between a husband and wife is a close personal relationship where one or both provides some type of support and care for the other. So there's something that your wife can do that you're not good at. Now, I know you're Superman. You know, if you like me, you want to be able to do everything. But there's some things that wives just do better, and they're designed to help you. And that's scriptural. I remember one time when the Lord told me to open up a kiosk in Plymouth Meeting Mall. And I went to the mall and I put the whole kiosk together, designed everything. And my wife looked at it and she's like, And so, she was being submissive, and I told her, let's keep going. Let's get this finished. I came back the next day and looked at it. I was like, And so she was trying to help me. That was something that I couldn't see that she saw. So that's part of the interdependent relationship. Examples of interdependent relationships in nature include bees depend on flowers for nectar, and flowers depend on bees for cross-pollination. So they can't live one without the other. Another example in nature, our muscles need oxygen to work, but the circulatory and respiratory systems need muscles to get oxygen. So one doesn't work without the other. And then there's the workplace. And there's the relationship between the manager and the employees. The manager provides the guidance, the employees do the work. Without the guidance, the employees don't know what to work on to get their check. And without the employees, the managers don't get the work done. And then maybe they don't get a check. Let's talk a little about the Bible. Now, if we read 1 Corinthians 12, 18 to 21, it reads as follows. But now God hath set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it hath pleased him. And if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body? And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee. Nor again, it says, and the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of thee. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. And so here's an example. Here's a hand. He said, hey, where we going? I need for you to help guide me. And the eye says, I don't need you. And then the eye is looking at eye drops because it needs some eye drops. And the hand says, you sure about that? And so that's an example of interdependent relationship. And it's actually right here in scripture. Why are interdependent relationships so important between the husband and wife? I'm glad you asked. Let's read 1 Corinthians 12:22-25. Nay, much more, those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. For our comely parts have no need, but God hath tempered, somebody say, but God hath tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked, that there should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another. Very important scripture. Let me just, I'm going to read 25 just one more time. That there should be no schism in the body. And I'm going to stop there. So when schism is talking about separation, God did not design your marriage to be separate. And even though sometimes we want to be separate, there's a need for interdependence. One, because you're not good at everything. I'm not good at everything. But two, and more importantly, that's not how God designed the marriage. And so let me read the last part. It says, but that the members should have the same care one for another. So interdependence also brings value to your marriage. It brings value from your wife. Yes, you've been given this charge from God and you want to take on the world, but there's some value in the wife helping you to accomplish that charge. Which leads me to our next slide. Effective husband leadership involves knowing how your wife will and can help you with your God-ordained purpose. She got skills and she has talents, and she has those skills and talents to be able to help you and bless you with your God-ordained purpose. You have to know your purpose. 2 Corinthians 5:9. Why we labor, that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. So whether you are here on earth or whether you are there in heaven, your purpose is because so that you can be accepted by God. And that's why he gave you that purpose. We've talked about interdependent relationships. I gave you a few examples in nature. You know, nature's always good because God developed nature and he developed those systems within nature. I also gave you a Bible example, and we talked about the leadership principle associated. And so until next time, this is the Promised Land Ministry. You can reach out to me at info@thepromisedlandministry.com. You can also reach out to me at moreinfo@advancedmarriagetraining.com. This is Dr. Campbell signing off. Have a great evening, and thank you very much.